Hey folks, welcome back to Real Estate Investing Unmasked. Today, we're going to answer a question that somebody asked me in one of the comments on another video. If you have any questions, ask down below and I might have a video like this for you. In a very specific video on my channel where I'm talking about a potential recession. Matter of fact, I believe it was a video specifically to Zillow stating that there would be a recession starting in the first quarter of 2020, which is where we are right now. Now, I don't see the recession right now. It is possible that it could take place and be announced months later. I don't know. I know that I feel like we're really close to one. A lot of numbers, well, we'll see what happens. With the coronavirus and all kinds of crazy things going on with business, anything could happen. Anyway, so on this video about Zillow predicting that the first quarter of 2020, there'd be some event that would cause a recession, there was a comment that asked, what should I do? Should I become a real estate agent in these times? Is this a good time to become a real estate agent? And I have thought about becoming a real estate agent many times. When I first started taking courses, I believe it was in 2003. I can't remember if it was, I think it was when I first started taking courses at my local college, community college in 2003, I took a Real Estate 101 class. And in the Real Estate 101 class, I had a teacher that told me this one thing. He says, as a real estate agent, you can be sued for what you know or what you should have known. And ever since then, that has been something in the back of my head of, do I want to be an agent or don't I? Do I want to get sued for what I should have known or don't I? It has always been my decision not to become a real estate agent, mainly because I don't want to get sued for what I should have known. However, because I've learned a lot over the years, I probably should become one because I'm always looking at properties anyway. So this fellow asked, should I become a real estate agent? The path that I took with the information that I was given from that class was that I should look for other ways that I could gain access to the multiple listing service or the public or to the private MLS. See, realtors have locked down, over the years, they'd locked down the MLS. It was very hard to see information in there. Even now, some of the information is locked in. And I wanted to be able to go to any houses on the MLS, get the code, and go in the door. So I wanted to do that without being a real estate agent. And I one day, as a blue collar worker, I went into this house and I was talking to the owner of the house, performing work in their house, and the person said, and I told the person, I said, well, you know, I'm guessing this house had just sold, it just closed in escrow, and I said, you know, I'm guessing this house is probably worth about this much. The person who was in the house was actually pretty surprised by what I had said. He was surprised because I was spot on to the price. And the guy's background was, he was a real estate appraiser. A real estate appraiser from the area that I was working, the #1 real estate appraiser in that area, and his father was the #1 real estate appraiser in the neighboring county. And so when he heard that I was spot on with that, he asked me, how did you figure that out? And I told him, I said, I'm always looking at real estate. I'm a real estate investor myself, and I'm always looking to see what places are worth so I can find a good deal. And he told me at that time, he says, you know, if you want to become a real estate appraiser, you can come be an apprentice for me and pick up some jobs here and there. Because at the time I was making good money, and he said, you know, I could give you some work on the weekends, onesie twosies, and it would be about $350, $400 for an appraisal. That would take somewhere between 4 and 8 hours to do. And well, it doesn't take me long to do the math to say, okay, if it takes me 8 hours to do a $400 job, that's $50 an hour. If I can do a 4-hour job and earn $400, that's a $100 an hour job. And at the time, that was really good money. Even right now, both of those are really good money. So having this background, when I got this comment about what should I do, I want to get involved in real estate. I'm a handyman. I can do handyman stuff. I trade, and I can do stuff to keep myself afloat while I get my real estate business going. I reverted back to that knowledge and said there are a few ways that you can get into real estate and grab that information without having to be a real estate agent. The glorious thing about being a real estate appraiser is you have access to the MLS. You have to. You have to be able to get inside the property. So you also have to have the key to get in and see what's going on. Otherwise, they can't close the transaction. So everybody wants you to get inside the house. The other thing is you are trained specifically on how to tell how much a property is worth. How valuable is that to somebody who wants to be a real estate investor? So that's what I did. I took a course. This was about 12 years ago or so on real estate appraisal. So I got my certificate in real estate appraisal. So I told this guy in the comments on that channel that would be a way that I would recommend doing it if he wants to do that. The other thing to consider is as a real estate agent, for the most part, your job is working nights, it's working weekends, and it's working holidays. Anytime other people have time off, you don't have time off. And when other people are working, you're not working. That's more or less the way it goes. So it's feast or famine. You either get it really good or you don't. You're either really trusted or you aren't. You're either really good at finding property for people the way they like it or you don't. That's a skill that real estate agents have. Where a real estate appraiser comes in, they don't have to have that strength. They don't even have to have people skills, really. They just have to be able to go out and do the math and go analyze a property, which to me, I love walking inside a house and be like, wow, I could fix this and this and this and cause the value to go up. I love that. So for there are different personality types for each one of those. Another job within the real estate investing market or whatever is becoming a mortgage broker or a loan officer or a mortgage banker. If you're able to get into any kind of career like that, you also know where the money's coming from. You know how cheap it is. You know when it's flowing and when it's not. You know exactly what numbers they're looking for, and you know what areas they're looking for. You kind of get a general idea from other investors. If you're good at doing loans, you get another idea from investors on where they're buying and what's a good price for a property, etc. There's a lot of stuff you can learn being in the lending world if you get into that section and you want to work in real estate. So when it comes to real estate, there are many facets to it. I really enjoy the real estate appraisal side of things, but you may have a different personality where maybe you want to work weekends and nights and holidays. As an appraiser, you can show up in the morning when everybody else is working. You go inside the house and you're done at 5 o'clock, or you want to work at night, go ahead. You want to work a weekend, go ahead. But you can work pretty much whenever you want as long as you get your stuff in within that time frame for people to close escrow. And there have been a lot of things that have separated, a lot of laws that have separated the appraiser from the people ordering the appraisal. And so because of that, you're left alone, you're let alone a lot. So now the way things work is you get piecemeal jobs, onesie twosies. So you know what? Being a real estate appraiser is a pretty cool job, pretty good job. So if you're interested in getting into real estate, that'd be one of the ways I would suggest getting in. Another way you can get into real estate investing is photography. There's always a need for somebody to come out and take wonderful pictures of a house that's for sale, because the housing market, honestly, is run by what people see online. And so if you are able to go in and get a 360-degree view, or can give a virtual tour, or take pictures of a house from the outside, maybe you have a jig that can go up and down and take pictures of the house, maybe you have a drone that can take pictures of the house and you're licensed to do that. Those are great ways to get into the real estate market and make money. The first three that I talked about, the real estate agent, the real estate appraiser, and the mortgage broker, mortgage banker, or the loan officer, a lot of times they have more access to the MLS and will be able to see stuff. The other way you could get into real estate would also be through a title company. If you wanted to work through a title company, that also gives you access to a lot of information to allow you to also see where values come and go. You'd also work the normal, Monday through Friday job as a title officer, and so these are great ways that you could get into real estate investing through your job and gain access to a lot of information. I hope that I've given you some valuable information today, something to think about, something to ponder. And if you have any questions, ask down below, just like the last subscriber did, and I'll be glad to answer it for you. I may answer it in a comment, or if it warrants a larger response like this one, I'll give you a video. So don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.